Problem number one, first problem. When it now attempts to compile this pingpong.cpp, which is now part of our project, it runs into the situation that cout, it doesn't know what cout is. The thing is that when you do this, both this file and this file are compiled absolutely independently, because the outcome of compiling main.cpp and pingpong.cpp are these two object files, which are also sort of like independent of one another. It's only in the final step when the linker builds the final product, the final executable file, the linker will essentially put them together into one file. Until then, they live their separate lives. And if you look carefully, we said in this brand new file, pingpong, we never told compiler what the cout object is. So what we need is this IOStream actually is needed as a separate header right there, right? Let's build again. Now we have less problems, but still a significant one. Right here, now the pingpong is back to normal. It can do things pretty well, but the main function now is unhappy because now this time it has no clue what ping is. Because remember what used to be there? Function declarations, right? So first, an ugly step is to say Control-C, copy this, and paste this in here, right? So that both pingpong require forward declarations of functions or function prototypes so that we can independently call one another and everything is just pretty straightforward. The same way we can declare both functions here, and then the compiler should be able to know what ping is. In fact, ping is a function which takes no parameters and returns a void result, which is like no data value is returned. So if I build this again, then everything's okay, and if I run it, hopefully, it does what it did the original, what the original program did. But every time you have a situation where you have to copy and paste things like I did, copy function declarations to a different file, which solve these logistical problems, should be solved differently. What I need to do is I need to go back to my source folder directory, all right? And maybe what I should do is say new text document, and say ping-pong.h, and make it a header file. Create my own header file, just like IOStream and cstdlib. And what it should include, perhaps, what this new, right now it's an empty file. I can simply like drag and drop right here, right, and open it as an empty file somewhere here. And maybe what I should do is take this, include IOStream, include these function prototypes, remove it, and include here, and instead say pound include ping-pong.h. Okay, so remember, the include directive is a very simple text manipulation tool. All it does, it will find this file, ping-pong.h. It will find this text and simply, will replace this with this. That's what's going to happen as a result of this include. So I'm just pressing Control Z to undo what I just did. Likewise, if I right-click and say move to next tab group to switch around, likewise, maybe I should do the same thing over here. Right? So I can just, instead of copying and pasting actual function declarations directly in the source code, instead do the same thing. I can basically copy and paste and instead include my header file in both of these so that both of them will have the include IO stream and both of them will have a forward declaration of ping pong, and this way both will at least in both files, I don't have to copy and paste the same thing twice. Includes are kind of standard way of sharing declarations between multiple source files. Let's save this and build it, and it builds fine. If I try running it, it does the same thing. So we made some progress in a direction of, you know, building the possibility of having multiple source files, which is pretty realistic. Perhaps this file here will implement the rules of the game, and this will be like the main driver program that simply essentially invokes some parts of or some functions which will initialize, interact with the user, execute the game, come back with some scores or results, and so forth and so forth. Right? So this is an example of these multiple files, multiple source files.